Hello everyone, welcome back to Divine Journey 2. Last episode we set up a bunch of passive alloys and other things. I have added a few. Since then, we now have stone, polished stone, and stone burn. And I also added a few lava mills in the nether. So our grid power is now 96. It's enough to have one speed upgrade in each of these. It's not catastrophically slow anymore. We are slowly running out of a few things. These dusts won't last very long because the powders are very slow. So I do want to fix that, but that's a job for later. Glowstone is slowly going down, and ender pearls also. But I wouldn't say it's an emergency yet. So the first thing I want to do is get this running again. So my idea is to have some sort of power limiter on the quarry. That way it won't hog as much power, and it also would be slow enough for our ore processing to keep up. So I'm going to do that. The easiest way is probably one of these. You can limit the output, and it's not that expensive. There we go. So we can swap this to one of these, and move this to here. And maybe have one of these, just so this doesn't run out of power. So right now, the default is 1000. I will see how fast that goes. This is 1000 RF per tick. This is fine. It's very fast still. I think we should be able to keep up. I will keep an eye out though. I think I want to add some more stuff to our passive wall. I'm thinking steel rods and steel gears. So a sawmill and compactor. There we go. I'll just add it onto the wall, on the top. I think I'm going to extend this until I can't with the draw controller limit. I know I can move it to like the middle and then have 12 more, but I think that would be too tall. I have to stop at some point. So both of these filtered for steel. And request it here. Steel rods and steel plates. These should be fine with a full draw. Our steel setup is very fast, and we have so much iron and coal that I don't really care. It's free basically. Now we can almost passive steel casing, since we have these two, but we still need energized osmium, so I want this on passive, along with Certus quartz. So we need a fluid storage bus for biodiesel, so we can request it over here. I don't quite know the best way of doing this. We have a biodiesel tank here. The nearest connection is probably over here. This is the mechanism room, so it might be quite jank, but we can have a tank here, and then some sort of fluid conduit, all the way from one of these to there. That's fine. I don't know. Yeah, okay. I'll do that. I just need to grab this without dying. There we go. And higher priority. So this should fill up before the diesel generator. We should be using very little of this though, so it shouldn't matter. So we can have a storage bus on here and partition. There we go. Device online. And now over here, we can do this exact setup for biodiesel. There we go. And lock. I do want this fluid conduit to be a different channel than green, because I don't think I used filters for the other ones. How about brown? Okay, so now it should be easy to add 2 fluid transposers. How much space do I have to add to this, by the way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 more, I think. The limit is 12, away from the controller. I accidentally put my dank null in my EMI system, which, if you don't know, is hard to remove. But I think you can do it pretty easily with one of these. Yeah, this paragraph. The MBT data kind of breaks it, so you have to export it using an export bus with a fuzzy card, which ignores MBT. I'll do it right here. So export bus, chest, fuzzy card. I think we have the yellow one. There it is. The day is saved. I'll try not to do that again, so we'll carry on with what we were doing. So 2 fluid transposers, filtered for osmium and Certus quartz. Now we need to insert on brown with fluid conduits. Oops, that's a bad idea to extract on green here. We'll do lime, because before anything we place down will fill by default with experience, and we don't want that. I need to fix the fluid tank, so it's on lime, and also the enchanted bottle machine. And we should probably replace this to clear the experience. There we go. Biodiesel, energized Certus quartz, and energized osmium. Do I want downgrades on these? Probably for now. Or maybe not. How much osmium do we have? And Certus quartz? We have 58,000 osmium and 36,000 Certus quartz. I think we're fine. A full draw is only 2,000. One more thing I would like to passive is Conduit binder. It's very cheap, but annoying to make, so I wouldn't mind passiving it. I think that's a good idea. So we need a smelter, a crafter, and a pulverizer, or energized dark dust. There we go. I'll have a sequential fabricator, a pulverizer, and a redstone furnace. This should be quite simple. We just need gravel, sand, clay, which we should have automated, and we can automate the dust up here with a pulverizer. Now all we need to do is request everything. We are running out of space though, so I will do something. Anything that's on this wall that we're requesting in these interfaces is wasting a slot pretty much. So what I want to do is put one of these here on extract. Now what I can do is remove stuff like this, since it's in the draw wall, stuff like this as well, stuff like this, even RF powder, stuff like stone as well, and polished stone, and I think that's it. We saved like 7 slots, which is very good. So we can request gravel, sand, clay, and energized dark. And all we need to do is set this. Now the crafter's working, so we can put this in here, and this should turn on. Brilliant. Conduit binder. On passive. I do want to downgrade these two, but not this one. And as I said before, we've already run out of cryotheum, since it's used for this, and the others aren't going very well either. So I want to be producing these powders a much better way. There's a couple ways of doing it. You can have a Segmal loop that produces a net positive, because you can grind down the rods and then compact the powder. But I don't want to do that. I just don't feel like it. What I kind of want to do is set up a bunch of mini mob farms in the Nether for Blaze, Icica for Blizz. I don't remember where these two were. One is in Autumn and the other Aether, I think. And then another mob farm in the End for Ender Pearls, since we're slowly running out. That might be expensive in terms of looting modifiers, because I do want looting 10 on all 5. So 50 of these. Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. And as for transferring over dimensions, I'll just have another one of these, but for a separate network. Maybe just feeding directly into my mob farm, that draw wall. So that's the plan. Okay, I've looked. So we want 50 of these. We have 2, so we need to craft 48, which is 16 lots of this craft, which is 32 gravitite, and we don't have that. Ah, but look at this. We can excavate it. Brilliant. Let's just do that. We're not really using these anymore. They've not been plugged in for a while, so I'll do that. Let's go to the Aether. Haven't been here in a while. We need to find a gravitite vein. I think that's the only one we need. There we go. First try. How do I build this thing again? I always forget. I don't think this is going to need to be on for a while, so I'll just use one of these until it runs out. There we go. Gravitite. Lots of it as well. This is way better than mining manually. Okay, what else do we need? Purple dye and these things. This shouldn't be that bad. We've already got over a stack of gravitite, by the way. It's about to run out, but that's fine. We have over double what we need. We have enough of the petals. We just need to process a bunch of buckets, which is going to be annoying. And we're not too far off. We have like 10. I'll get a few more. We are going to need 50 aerogel. That's not too annoying. You also can find it in an excavator vein, but I don't think I can be bothered. It's just lava. We're almost there. And we can also tear this down now. Okay, all done. All we need now is a few buckets of poison. Okay, I think we're done. We just need to process all of them. In the meantime, we're going to need a lot of mob grindium. We can obviously put this on passive, but I can't really be bothered at the moment. So I'll just make like 4 stacks. Okay, so I think I'll just be back once I have everything. Okay, there's a few things I've found out. Even with Silk Touch, you can't pick up Cursed Earth. So we're going to have to craft all of the Drops of Evil for all 5 mob farms. It's not too bad, it just means we have to set up the Nether farm first. Then all the rest should be easy. So I made a bunch of these modular storage, 6 of them, but I realised I might have not needed to make another remote storage, because this one here has multiple slots. So I'm wondering if I can do this. And now link these. Yeah, it's a different ID. Okay, we wasted a bit of stuff on this, but it's fine. We should probably set up the output first. So we should definitely move over to integrated dynamics instead of these. I'm not quite sure how it works. I think we need item importers. So we need some of these item interfaces. I think. I'm not sure if you need a importer or not. I guess we'll find out. I think they do. I don't know if you need a importer and exporter. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yay! I figured it out. You need an importer, but just a normal interface on the exit. That way you can put a variable card here and set the item transfer rate to something very big. And this should work. Is there a way to do priority? That would be good. Yes. Brilliant. I just need one more exporter and one more item interface. So we can do interface on both of these with a higher priority on this than the bin and an item exporter on this. Wait, I'm dumb. I need an importer, not an exporter. How did I do that? Okay, I need another one of these then. Like this. And set this to really high. This should sort itself out. There we go. And now what we can do is set up the output for what will be all the mob farms. Okay, much better. Also, I've just realized I need 5 of these. Absorption hoppers. I think that's the only thing I'm missing. Okay. I think we're ready. First mob farm in the Nether. At some sort of intersection. So we can get wither skeletons. These are my lava mills, by the way. They're doing 7 each. Which is alright. There's an intersection. This seems fine. I don't remember the range of the fan. I want 3 width and 3 distance on all of them. Which is quite a big area. And this will be the design. Why is it so noisy here? Quiet down, please. This one's the only one I'll have beheading on. For wither skulls. And we'll also have looting. But that's going on all of them. Now I believe I can do this. I think it's working. Why is it so loud? Stop firing. I don't even know where it is. So this needs to go in one of these. Ow. There is a problem. We're going to need string. Otherwise fire, I think, gets rid of the cursed earth. This is horrible. Also, before we forget, let's set some of these drawers with things from the farm so that we're not voiding everything. This is truly awful. Okay, I fixed it. Everything has string now, even on top of the conveyors and mob grinder. There's just a few drops that I need that we're not storing, but I do have to catch them. It's fine. Look how many rods we're getting though. 3 stacks. Okay. I think I've stored everything I want. Mainly blaze rods and wither skulls, and also wither ash and necrotic bones. Everything else I don't really care about. On to the next farm. So another one of these. We can craft them easily now, thanks to the nether farm. Next farm I want is probably in the end. I'll try have it in the same chunk as this, to save unclaimed chunks. So I will have it here. I won't forget the string this time. I don't even know if it matters. I don't think Enderman burst into flames, as far as I know. Okay, this should be working, so I can do this. I may need some sharpness. Also, these guys are too small, so they don't get pushed by the fan. I might have to fix that, but I don't particularly care at the moment. Remember the looting? Almost forgot. And we feed into one of these. It's all working. We should be getting ender pearls, ender shards, as well as this, and eyes of ender. And I think that's it. We already have a massive boost in ender pearls. We were down to like 600. Now we have like 1,000. Yeah, that's crazy. It probably could go a lot faster as well if I actually put sharpness on it, which I think I will do. On all of them, especially the Icicle one, because the Divine RPG mobs have 1,000,000 health. Okay, to the Aether. I'll do it over here. There we go. So we want to store Blitz rods and also Niter, I think. Yes. Those are the only things I can think of. So this and this. Only 2 remain in Autumn and Icicle, which might be rather annoying to build in with all the annoying mobs. I will do Autumn first. I'll try and build the wall straight away. There we go. We're safe. You cannot place grass here. What about dirt? I don't know if this works with the drop of evil. I guess we'll find out. Okay. Moment of truth. Does this work? No. I don't know what to do now. How do I get grass into autumn? Maybe oasis grass works. That's what I'm hoping. This place is awful. I hate it. Fertile soil. No. How do I get grass here? I'll move on to Icicle. I'll find a way to do it. In autumn. I'll do it here. All done. The most important things to store are blizzrods. And I guess snowballs, but we already have those. There we go. We're just missing basalt rods, I think. I will figure out a way to do that. But for now, we can replace all 4 of these with pulverizers for all of these powders. Much, much faster as well. There we go. So get rid of all of these. We can filter for all the rods. We should have all of them. So this should be pretty good now. We just need to sort out basalts and also the secondary output. They will build up. I'll figure something out. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and made 50 of these. It was very cheap. It was just a bunch of swords and mob grindium, which is easy. I've added 10 of these to all the farms we have, so they should be working a lot better now. One problem I have found is the Aether farm only works half the time. It doesn't work during the day for some reason. It's a bit slower than the other ones. But we're doing good on ender pearls and blaze rods. Now we just have to fix the autumn farm. And I've been told a way of doing it with chiseled dirt. We probably want this one, so it loops back around to this, because we have to chisel it in world. I think that's how it works. Yes. Okay, that's the plan. So we can do this. And this? Yeah! Okay, good. Thank you to Royal from the Threefold Discord. She told me that tip. It saved the day, honestly. We can also put sharpness in this. Don't forget. We can turn on the fan and curse the earth. Looks like it's working. And there we go. We just need to store these. We should be good. We're getting rods now. We just need to sort out the second output. I could just output them to the left, but then I'd need void upgrades, and I don't like those. So I want to make some of these, for all 4. We have lots of mithril now. We shan't worry, and I'll use some of these. But I will dispense them to the left, in case there's space, but I just don't want them to stop. And we'll have yet another drawer for sulfur. It's like the 3rd one, so we can upgrade each one. The nullification augment, so that they don't stop, and we have space for 1 more coil on each. This might not look that fast compared to before with the fluid transposers, but keep in mind we're getting 4 dust per rod, so this is like way faster. Awesome. I think what I want to do now is finally getting some sort of glowstone and quartz automated. I have found a way with another laser drill, which we should be able to afford. In the nether we can get both of these, and we can also get cobalt and ardite, which we also might need, I don't know. So I'm going to need 4 more of these, and another laser base. We've actually ran out of quartz. I might need to mine for a bit. I'll be back with a tiny bit of quartz. So I think we're going to need 6 of these. So 1 laser base, 4 laser drills, and the last machine case gets turned into a machine frame, in which we make the power cell, and make it advanced. Everything's free. We might as well. We also need another modular storage. Yeah, but these really aren't too bad. It just means we need another one of these, which is fine. And another remote storage module. There we go. And link it to this first one, so it goes through all processing. Okie dokie, we can put it here. Why not? What Y level do we want? 40 should be fine to get everything. We've set up power, and there we go. Quartz. I may or may not upgrade this. It's very slow. So now we can filter quartz, ardite, and cobalt. We can also add quartz over here, as well as glowstone. I don't really know what to do with this. I'll treat it as an ore. Also, I don't think you can enrich these, so we can't do that. We can enrich glowstone though, which is good. I would like to invest in speed upgrades, and it looks fine. Not too bad. We can put speed upgrade 1 and 2 on each of the drills. So 4 of this and 4 of this. I will also upgrade the iridium drill eventually, but we're not using iridium that much really. We have a big backlog. There's dogs in my walls. I would also like energy upgrades, just so it doesn't go too crazy. It's a very similar recipe. I will do energy first. We need 8 of these. And 4 get upgraded to upgrade 2. There's always random sounds and no mobs. I don't understand. Go away, please. Anyway, we also need 8 of these. And 4 of these. Easy peasy. I think we can put all 4 of these on each one. And it's not too power hungry. It's using just over double what it used before, but it's going way faster. That's good. I'll do that to all 4. This is a lot better. And since we can't even process ardite and cobalt, I might just ignore them. With a Y level of 7. This should just get glowstone and quartz. And draconium it seems. I didn't know that. Can I avoid that? It doesn't even exist in this list. Why are we getting draconium? You should only be able to get that in the end. I will just ignore that. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Cool. We have almost 2 stacks already. That should be fine. For the final part of this episode, I'd like to try and passive all of these recipes. I've never done this before. I've always done it on demand, but this should be way better on passive, so I'm going to do that. So how many recipes are there? There's a couple recipes, but I think we're only interested in the crystals. So these three, and Glod. So 7. We might want some of these in the future. So I'll leave space. So I want 7 precision droppers. These things are really good, as opposed to normal droppers. We're just missing a couple things. Looks like our powder setup and dust setup is very, very good. Everything's full, which is great. That is so good. That was one of the bottlenecks before, for our mithril setup. I'm very glad to have that sorted out. Why are we getting draconium from the nether drill? I don't understand. It should not be possible. This is whitelisted for only the end, and there's not another instance of it. How about I go above 12? That should work. I'll go with 16. It's really weird how we got draconium. Very strange. It's fine. It shouldn't happen anymore. It was probably the biome that it got confused by. Okay, that should be everything. For 7 precision droppers. Oh. I miscounted slightly. There we go. Okay, here's the plan. All of these can go here. So I want this to face upwards, once again. And I want some sort of redstone clock to keep that going. We can just mute the sound, if it gets annoying. Which it will do. There we go. Cool laser beam. You're getting muted though. There we go. And if you look closely, this does not waste power unless it's zapping something for a recipe. So this is fine, and it looks cool. Now we can set up the droppers, like so. I did test this out a bunch with redstone upgrades on the drawers, but I could not figure out how to do it. So we're just going to use level emitters. This shouldn't be that bad, I don't think. Do we have a spare P2P? Yeah, we have 1 spare. We can have more on the side, by the way. It's fine. And controllers are very cheap as well. We can just extend it. Okay, so P2P. And connect. We can have an interface here. And if we want to expand, we can have another here for this side. We're also going to need some sort of collector. Preferably one that we can filter. I think this works. We need an iron casing though. There we go. Now we just need one of these. Ranged collector. I think we can do this now. Okay, just as a test, if we request iron and insert it via a filter to here, if we power this block, does that stop this from inputting? No. That's a shame. We might have to use limited item filters then, because I don't want to store 9 stacks of things in these. I was hoping I could turn off the input of the conduit with a level emitter, but apparently you can't do that. So I need to make all of these into limited ones. It's not the worst thing in the world. It is quite annoying though. There we go. It's not that bad. So we have to turn off these via level emitters, but we can't put the level emitters directly on them though, because it will power the one above it. So I need redstone conduits. You can make it not do that. This should work, as long as we don't take this for strong signal, and also separate these. Actually, I don't need to bother. Do you know what we can do? Just power this block with the level emitter. It should just be fine. So let's test it with Onori. So powering this block should only power this one, which is working. And if we put something here, yes, it's not being powered. Okay, it's working. We just need this to be like this. Also, stop doing that. With the level emitter, we can set it to Onori. We'll start off with 100, I think. We probably will have to increase this. Also, we probably should swap these over to compacting drawers. These should be better. I keep putting this in here. It's happened like 5 times. I don't know how I do it. Nice and pretty. So drawer controller, storage bus, and connect it. We should be ready to go. So now this is plugged in, we just need to sort out the collector. It should be this easy. And we can conduit into the controller. There we go. Once we get to 100, this should turn on. I don't know how close we are. We're at 80, so it should stop soon. There we go. Brilliant. We can just do that for all 7. I will make it look pretty later, after it's functional. Since I started with Onori, I'll go in reverse order of JEI, and I'll do Glod last, I guess. Level emitter for 100, plug it in, set the filter for emerald, also request emerald. It should start working. We also need to add this to the filter for the collector, and finally add it here. And there we go. We just do that 5 more times. Okay. I think I've done. And it looks like everything's filled up as well. Just then. Everything is filtered. Everything is working. Now I have to make it look good. I do have an idea. I will cover the back with Aurora blocks and neaten up the front a bit. There we go. Once we have more recipes, this side will become symmetrical. For now, I kind of like it like this. And finally, we can put in the glass. Ta-da! Awesome! Let's say we want a few more to demonstrate. I will take these 3 out to show you it working. Look at this. It's beautiful. Right now, it is kind of an unfortunate shape. I will try and fix that, like right now. How about this? This is better. I'm quite happy with this. Whenever I try to automate stuff, it tends to go wrong. But this worked out exactly as planned. So I think I'll end it there. The main thing we did today is sort out the production of mana dust, which should help a lot with mithril, because that turns into a bunch of alloys, which we can now passive, so we have a lot of automation to do. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.